Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video of the F1 2021 Driver Career Mode with Ferrari, episode number 79 today for the Brazilian Grand Prix of Season 5, round number 15. If you missed the previous episode loaded last week at Mexico, then I recommend going to check that out, and of course subscribe to the channel and you see plenty more F1 Driver Career Mode videos on F1 2021 and F1 22. Coming into this one then, I just thought I'd show you the R&D tree, the fact that everyone's maxed out, Haas, without, even them being maxed out is in their little bit of 2021 cardboard, still is last place for them. So into qualifying then, not entirely sure how we're going to do around here. It's not been the best track for me on this game, although we have won a couple of times around here as well. So obviously it wasn't the finale in season 4 or seasons 5, but was season 1 to 3 finale. Interlagos is actually a great place to have a final race for racing, but there we go. First sector, not an improvement on our previous best time. We actually lost time. We're going to gain time now into the middle sector. We've got an AlphaTauri behind me. I'm not entirely sure what he's up to. I think he's on a cooldown lap, but he's still stuck to my gearbox because they don't really have cooldown laps. So just turn off the ERS and just still go full pole. We gained lots of time now through the middle sector, a 10th. Up there, it was fluctuating a 10th up, I should say, gone down to half 10 on the exit there, lost a bit of time, try and get it back. We're only slightly shy of Gasly through the middle sector. We gained time there through the middle sector on the AI, which is unlike previous games where I've lost time in the middle sector. It's now the reverse, and I lose time in the first sector. As well, up to the line, and it's only P7 as well. I think we were purple through the final sector to get that P7 as well. Only slightly ahead of Lewis Hamilton, slightly behind Daniel Ricciardo. Annoyingly, Max Verstappen on pole position, so it's going to be tough for us to see what we can do. We'll have to try and support Sainz in his fight against Max Verstappen. But first of all, we've got some questions.
That was an exciting race from our perspective. Let's have yours. How do you feel the competition is for you this season?
We've only had qualifying.
Your teammate was pretty aggressive on track today. Is that part of the team's race strategy?
I've got no idea what you're on about.
Well, here's hoping they're working hard to find some improvements.
Formula One returns to Sao Paulo once again with the stage set for what promises to be another classic Brazilian Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel famously clinched his third championship here in 2012, and in 2016, Max Verstappen treated us to one of the finest wet weather drives of all time. We're racing today then at Interlagos, a historic 2.7 mile circuit, and one of the few anti-clockwise tracks on the calendar. 15 corners in total, 9 to the left and 6 to the right, with a technical middle section opening up to a flat-out Sector 3. And that gives us our best passing opportunity down into Turn 1. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here today, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
But from the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into Turn 1. It's all a bit like going into battle, and the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position, with Lance Stroll alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Sainz, Norris, Pierre Gasly and Ricciardo, a Ferrari, Hamilton, Fernando Alonso and Yuki Tsunoda, Russell, Islands, Esteban Ocon and Vettel, Perez, Joe, Nicholas Latifi and Christian Lundgaard, Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Well, you know, Jeff supporting us, unlike the world's most annoying interviewer there. Race strategies are one stop, so from soft to mediums, we'll try and, you know, extend the soft strategy as well. It's not to be on the mediums, which are terrible. So 5 foot lights in, and away we go. After the penultimate episode on Driver Crew Mode on F1 2021, it's a good start, better than Ricciardo down the inside of Gasly. Ricciardo comes back, we sort of get half pinched between the two McLarens. Tsunoda follows us through, actually, I think that is, in the AlphaTauri car as well. So now we're looking all over the back of Lando Norris. Can we go down the inside of turn 4? Yes, we can. We're up to P4. Tsunoda's followed me through, actually, I think, on Norris as well. We'll get a replay on board with Tsunoda. Yes, yes, Norris got forced out by myself and not Tsunoda, just follows me through. Next up, I set in purple lap. We're now right on the back of Carlos Sainz, and like in Mexico, you know, we need a little bit of reversal to try and use my pace to get in front of Verstappen and try and slow him down for Sainz as well. So we're going to get past Sainz here. Around the outside, he tries to come back at me, unfortunately. You know, should have been a little bit of team orders there from Ferrari. We're up to P3. Next up is Stroll, and then the race leader Verstappen. As we're watching the two DSs of Zhou Guanyu and Nicholas Latifi, and Latifi has binned it. Typical Latifi style. Lungard is out as well. Safety car deployed in Interlagos here as well, and that's going to be a perfect time to come in. Stroll's carried on though. We're going to double stack ahead with Sainz as well. Hopefully, you know, the team can have a good stop, or not a Ferrari stop, like they did when they double stacked in real life at Monaco. 2.7 though, you know, they're better on this game, and Sainz has been held there and is going to lose places. I think to Tsunoda, Gasly and Hamilton, which is annoying for him, but you know that he needs to come through there. He'll gain on the likes of Stroll, Norris, Vettel as well, and Zhou Guanyu, of course, choosing to stay out, and then it's myself and now Verstappen, who are right behind Verstappen now. Our safety car comes in at the end of lap 9 as well. We obviously need to get in front of Verstappen and help Sainz out here by taking points off Verstappen, and then when the others come in, we can then deploy the dirty tactics and slow them up and wait for Sainz to get past the others, which hasn't worked so far, but we'll have to wait and see. First though, we're going to overtake Verstappen down the inside. Lovely little move, and we're ahead of our former rival and the one-time world champion, should say, in this career run. Lovely little move as well. Tsunoda actually goes through as well. So no love there between the former AlphaTauri team, as Sainz has lost his part of his front wing. So he's going to have to come in for a pit stop, and he's in the middle sector as well. So he's going to be, you can see how slow he is already. And this is what happened. Turn 4, he just broke into the back of, I think that was Lewis Hamilton, who's behind one of the Haas cars, which is a fridge. As we're now trying to get past Zhou Guanyu here in the DS car as we power up the hill. Couldn't quite do it down the inside. We've got some trying to hurry this up now to get in front of and then pull away from the likes of Tsunoda and Verstappen. Although we will probably need to do some extra backing up if Sainz is going to be on the pace, which he will have extra pace on those new soft tyres. Next up is Sebastian Vettel, our former teammate from Season 2 a long time ago now in this career mode series, and we're had to bide our time, but we will now have DRS available, and Vettel is going to be a sitting duck. He chooses to defend. We're going to go around the outside. We'll give him a squeeze for good measure on our former teammate, and up to P3 now. Next up is Lando Norris and Lance Stroll, who will both come into the pits, and that leaves Tsunoda and Verstappen. Sainz is now setting purple laps, and at this point with 5 laps to go, we could have run away, but we decided to slow, deploy the trolley train tactic. We're going to slow everybody up in the likes of Verstappen, so this might mean that Verstappen gets P2, but at the same time it's going to hopefully help Sainz make some positions, as we're extra harsh on forcing the Verstappen out there. Extra dodgy, dirty tactics deployed here, as well as they're all, look at the rear from there, 3 wide through that corner, with Gasly getting involved as well as retain the race lead and slow them down. There's a little bit of contact between myself and Verstappen, nothing menacing there, but we are slowing down. Lap 15, you can see how bad the train now is. We've got Verstappen's dropped to P4. Hamilton is now making moves as well. We've got Hamilton tries to move around the outside, but we're going to block him off as well, and he actually gets Gasly gets back in front as well. Although I think Gasly might have front wing damage through contact with Verstappen. You can see here Fernando Alonso, the wisely old fox in the Renault, who's trying to force his way through in the Renault car as well, as Hamilton ahead of Verstappen there, as well. As you can see here, we're watching, I think that's Callum Ilott in the AlphaTauri, as there's a spin for George Russell in the Williams car, and that's going to drop into the back of the queue behind Lando Norris. You can see that red dot just briefly flashes. There's contact there, and I don't know what's happened there, but there was definitely contact. I think we may have been pincered in or something between Hamilton and Verstappen. And is that Verstappen coming in? It is. So Verstappen's in. Now we can accelerate away, because Verstappen's going to fall right to the back of the queue, and even behind Sainz there. Ooh, I pulled across there, you know, squeezed the gap, and he was turning in on the line as we pulled across, but we had to give space to Hamilton there as well as Callum Ilott there. There was a bit of contact with Hamilton actually, as he took to the grass as I was trying to pinch him, and then he sort of run out of room there, and then that obviously offset my car, I think, or upset the car into Verstappen's path there. Let me know what you think about that in the comments below, who you think's at fault. It's just a racing incident, but we forced out Hamilton at turn 1, and Callum Ilott, who's not been that great in this career mode, is up to P2. It's an all-British top 3, ladies and gentlemen. As Fernando Alonso, unfortunately, his experience hasn't helped him out at turn 4, and he's out the race. So yes, moving back to our POV, we're not able really. We you know, start to pull away from Ilott and Hamilton and co, but you know, not enough time to put too much of a distance between them. But it doesn't matter, because up to the line we come for win number 11 in this series. Thank you very much, and that we're back on the top step as well. Definitely nice to win, even if it was a very dirty victory. Although, to be fair, you know, we've had the car placed well today.
That's a spectacular victory then, and with it, the championship is secure. It's been a magnificent season, and they thoroughly deserve the cheers of the crowd here today. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
Without a doubt, the safety car changed everything today. The key to their success was keeping calm and reacting to the situation quickly. We've seen teams in the past throw away wins because they were too hesitant, but here they were decisive, and that's allowed them to take the advantage.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today, and a stunning win for Ferrari.
So yes, definitely I think I deserve that win. You know, I mean, we could have just put at that time tried. If we weren't going to help Sainz out at that moment, we would have pulled away and easily won this race as well. But you know, we tried to help our teammate out to see if he can get some points. I think he did actually get 10th place. He did. So you know, that's going to close the gap to 5 points for Sainz. So it's all to play for then between Sainz and Verstappen in the final race. Stroll made a recovery. As well, Sainz only P16, Verstappen P16 in the end. He'll definitely be happy with that. Anon, what's happened here? Somehow, we've managed to get ourselves in the tie. I did not see this, by the way. when I checked the driver standings, I was gobsmacked. I was not expecting to be 6 points behind Verstappen. Could we become a 2-time world champion in this series? After all, in the finale race, we'll have to wait and see. Norris will be annoyed that Hamilton's now in front of him. You know, Norris has had such a dreadful, unlucky season, really, in the Mercedes car. And if there were proper driver transfers, then Norris would probably be looking for a move elsewhere. Probably back to McLaren, because, you know, Ricciardo hasn't been that great as well, and Mercedes might look for a change from Hamilton as well, because neither of them have been doing that. Hamilton's not been doing that well either. So yes, well, it's all to play for us. No longer will we be supporting Sainz unless it's absolutely necessary to. We can gang up on him though in Australia as well.
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts. How are you feeling after that win?
It's definitely nice to be back on the top step, you know. We put a lot of work in now to get in the third win of the season.
You really looked in control of your car out there. Your team must be thrilled.
Yes, I mean, we put the show, and we're thrilled with the support as well.
Great. Well, that's everything.
So there we go. I did not expect to be in the chance of winning the championship, and you know, we could have been league. In hindsight, it's a wonderful thing, you know. Those two races, Monaco come to mind, where we couldn't get past George Russell. Those would have been 3 extra points, and the more heartbreaking one, Austria, if our engine didn't fail, you know, that would have been 18 points for second place to Leclerc. Whether or not we would have made that move after Austria to Ferrari, you know, if we had got that second place, we'd never have known as well. But we are in a good place. Sainz is good focused as well. He's 91 of focus, so he's in a good place as well. Hopefully, you know, we can work together to stop Verstappen winning. But, you know, Australia isn't a great track for me, especially in the old layout as well. So that episode will be coming hopefully on Thursday later this week. So until then I'll see you next time. Take care. Thanks so much for watching. Enjoy your day, and bye.